Well, we've landed on a murky field in the middle of nowhere. I think, is this the right place? Oh yes it is. So in this remarkable yard are kind of all the Invacars that used to run in this local area. All the different styles. They were made by two companies, AC, who designed this incarnation, and Invacar itself. So the AC ones were not technically called Invacars. This one is an AC, and they're both known as Model 70s. So yeah, same company that bought us the Cobra built this vehicle in 1974, and I know it's got slightly different rear lights. Those are like the same ones you get on the back of a Monza caravan, whereas later ones, or perhaps it was just the proper Invacars, have these mini pickup rear lights. So let's have a look inside this one, as soon as the door's conveniently off. Motorcycle controls, although they often change that to suit different drivers. That's to go forwards or backwards using the Variamatic gearbox. But I'm not here for these. These have all been purchased by someone else on the forum. Let's go and have a look at my Invacars. And yes, I mean Invacars. So here's a happy scene. It's my Invacar, and it is an Invacar as well. It's not an AC. Go and jump aboard the mighty AC Model 70. Sorry, Invacar Model 70. That one is apparently an AC, although the badge is missing, so it's hard to tell. So here we are inside. 28,000 miles on the clock. Various warning lights, none of which work. Fuel tank, wiper controls. The demister controls are up here, and there's the pipe which brings the hot air down the windscreen, allegedly. I've got a little screen wash bottle down here, but I don't think the washer... Oh no, it does! We've got actual screen wash. Brilliant. So yeah, handlebar controls, that's your throttle, and you push down the brake, and the steering does sort of work a bit. It's a bit stiff. I suspect there isn't any air in the tyre. Plenty of air back here though, as the rear window is entirely missing. And these cars don't come with any documents or keys or anything, so getting them working is going to be a bit of a challenge, I think. Yeah, these doors are a bit seized, I think. But yeah, I bet you weren't expecting that. Unfortunately, no passenger carrying. It is forbidden. Of course, the whole car is forbidden now. Go and have a look at the spares car. I suspect this one won't be returned to the road. I opened the bonnet by simply lifting that bit off. And in here is the Steyr-Puch twin-cylinder engine with a dyno start unit, hence the two belts, and then it's belt drive to the rear axle as well. It's an intriguing setup, really. Slightly rusty oil filter there. So yeah, next plan is how on earth do I get these home? Well, that's going to have to wait for another video. Ka-ching! Well, there we are. I appear to own two Invacars. They won't be coming home with me on this trip for the very obvious reason that they're knackered. But don't worry, I have plans. My mate David, who is with me today, actually the first time I've met the man, but we've known each other for probably the best part of 10 years, initially through Citroen VXs. He needs to rescue some vehicles from Wales and bring them to Sussex, which means rather than do that journey with an empty trailer going to Wales, he reckons he should be able to get both of my Invacars on his trailer and ship them over, so that'll be marvellous. I did harbour at one stage a desire to drive one of them back to Wales, but I'm now starting to realise that is pure folly. I mean, for a start, they've been sitting in the field for 15 years. There's going to be a lot of work to do on the recommissioning side of things, so maybe I'm not going to get that sorted out in a day. There's also the legality and paperwork side of things. That's going to take a while to sort out. It is possible to road register an Invacar. They were quite notoriously banned by the government, but the banning was to ban them as invalid carriages. Although they did order people to destroy those cars, some clearly didn't. These these were stored in a field because the bloke was struggling to find time to scrap them all at a time. Technically they're scrapped, but as you can see, they're still there. So I'm hoping to step in and get one road legal, and that's going to be all kinds of fun. But you'll have to stay tuned for future videos to see how we progress with that. Meanwhile, I'm still wafting around in my Lexus, which is nice. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous sunny day. Marvellous. But yeah, let's talk a bit more about Invacar history, because so far you've only seen me really getting quite giddy with them. Invacar is a brand that was kind of formed in about 1948. It's a chap who ran the Greaves motorcycle company. Actually developed a car for a friend of his. And more of those were sold, and the government started to fund that and actually pay for these cars to be built so people could use them. In the 1960s they standardized the design. It was actually AC that came up with the latest design of a fairly wide track compared to previous Invacars, so much more stable, although that's a comparative comment, I must admit. So AC started building their Model 70, as it was known, in 1971, and Invacar, the original company, also started making that model in exactly the same shape. There are all kinds of minor detail changes. We haven't really got to the bottom of them all yet. We were looking today to try and work out the difference between an AC and a true Invacar. But my Invacar, which is the one I'm going to restore, is the earliest known Invacar remaining. It's got a chassis number in the 800s, and it's on a K plate, so very early indeed for, you know, given they were launched in 71. K plate is 71, 72, I think. So all very, very interesting, but yeah, I can't really do much more until I get them home. But yeah, unsurprisingly, I've been doing a lot of reading up about Invacars lately, because, you know, I remember these things driving around when I was a child, and I was fascinated with them then, because I've always been fascinated in different vehicles. The bog standard stuff doesn't interest me so much, so I'm massively interested, and I've you know, harboured a desire to own one for many years. I never thought it would happen, and now it has, and yeah, I'm beyond excited. Yeah, here I am, wafting around in my 4-litre V8 Lexus, wonderfully excited because I've managed to buy a completely knackered AC Model 70. No, sorry, no, it is an Invacar. I keep getting the two confused though. The AC is the spares car, and yeah, all very, very interesting. Anyway, that's all on the Invacar story for now. You'll have to wait for more, just as I will. So stay tuned for future ridiculous updates. I cannot wait to see them again. But anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to visit hubnut.org, and I shall see you again in a future video with yet more ridiculous automotive capers. Ta-ta. No, hold on. Farewell. Put the mister on, it might help.